Hello there, everybody. And for the honor of Fantastic Four's first step coming out, I'm going to be reviewing Fantastic Four. So, I might as well talk about my history with the Fantastic Four. I've always liked the Fantastic Four. It's not my favorite superhero team. I really do like the idea of a family getting superpowers from space, and one's a super genius, one can turn invisible, one's a rock monster, one can turn himself on fire. And I've always liked that concept of a story. It's pretty straightforward. It's one of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's first creations of the Marvel Universe, their first superhero team, and they've been legendary for a long time. And I have seen this movie before a while ago, and I did do a rewatch, and that was the first time I watched it in a long time. But yeah, I've not seen the '90s Fantastic Four movie that was straight to VHS, but I've heard it's pretty bad. But this movie is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's great. It's just kind of in the middle for me. But for other stuff I do like for the Fantastic Four, I did see the '90s show that they did. I thought that show was pretty good, actually. But unfortunately, that show got canceled, unfortunately. And I've seen a few other random Fantastic Four cartoons, and I loved playing as them in the Lego superhero games. But this movie overall is just, like I said, it's just mid for me. Like, it's basically following the origins of the Fantastic Four, but it's just kind of done in a weird way. Like, the visuals look kind of meh for 2005, because 2005 was a strange year for superhero movies. The Spider-Man movies were still going on, the X-Men movies, and the Dark Knight trilogy was just starting up. But this came out at a random time. So they wanted to do the Fantastic Four, and it is part of the Fox brand. And I was thinking, is this part of the X-Men universe? Because there is a deleted scene with when Reed does shapeshift into Wolverine. But I don't think this is canon. I think this is just a separate continuity. But apparently this movie does follow the origin where we meet our characters. I might as well talk about the cast. So we got Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, Owen Graffitt as Mr. Fantastic, Michael Chiklis as The Thing, and Chris Evans, Captain America himself, as the Human Torch. So, I don't know. I feel like Ian Griffin is okay as Mr. Fantastic. I think he looks the part, but I don't know. I just didn't feel the connection with him without the family. Like, he does seem super smart. I do like his powers, but overall he was just kind of alright for me. Jessica Alba is super pretty in this movie. Like, she does play the sister role towards Johnny Storm in this. She also has this weird scene when she does get her powers. She ends up, like, having to take her clothes off. And they clearly did that just because they wanted, I guess, for her to look appealing. Michael Chiklis, I actually really do like him as the Thing. He looks kind of odd, since he is the Thing after all. But I don't know. I just wish they got the Thing's design right. I think they did an alright job with his, I guess you can say, CGI looking like Thing. But I like Michael Chiklis in Gotham. He was really good in that show, Over the Top. And I do like what the Thing does. It does follow his story pretty well, because once he does get his powers, he first doesn't get them at first, but then later he does become the Thing. And we get this story where his fiance ends up leaving him, and even after he tries to save a man from committing suicide. But that scene felt kind of strange to me. Like, why would she not accept him? But later he meets a blind lady at a bar, and she actually accepts Thing for who he is, even though she can't see him. But I like that connection. They even did that in the cartoon and in the comics, which I thought was a nice homage. But Chris Evans as the Human Torch. Chris Evans was definitely a different actor back then before he became Captain America. Like, he was more playing the outgoing, hotshot, daredevil-looking actor, you can say. And it definitely shows in his role as Johnny Storm. Like, he definitely feels the part. And his appearance, spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine, was even wilder. It's wild that he goes from this movie to returning in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he meets his demise in that movie. It's sad. We don't even know what happened to the rest of the Fantastic Four since they got sent to the void, since these movies never got to continue. But, like I said, the origin follows pretty alright. Like, they go to space, they get hit by cosmic waves. It looks pretty weird, but, they also are paired up with Doctor Doom. So, unfortunately, the guy who played Doctor Doom, Julian Mackin, unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago. Rest in peace to him. As for him as Doctor Doom, I actually don't mind him as Doctor Doom. My big nitpick with this movie is that he doesn't wear his helmet at all until the end of the movie, where he finally does don the Doctor Doom costume, and he just looks kind of meh. I'm really curious what they're going to do with Avengers Doomsday's Doctor Doom, since he is going to be played by Robert Downey Jr., so I'm really curious how that's going to go down, since it could just be an Iron Man variant, since this is going to be a very different Doctor Doom. But in this movie, he has his evil scheme. He wants to take down the Fantastic Four, because they start to become famous because of their powers. They're getting followed around everywhere. But apparently, I'm just getting straight to the finale, where Reed ends up trying to build a device that can get rid of their powers. But Johnny rejects it because he loves being famous. It feels it's changed his life. But Sue rejects it, what Johnny wants to do. But Reed tries to use the device on him, but it ends up almost melting him. But of course he gets captured by Doctor Doom, and he gets frozen to death. And it actually looks freaky, honestly. But Sue tries to save him, and it leads to a wild finale where the Fantastic Four finally gets together. The Thing says, "It's clobber time." And he ends up, I think, trying to take down Doctor Doom, and Johnny ends up getting his flame powers. He even tried to impress the girls by going on motorcycle rides, and I think he went skiing. But apparently when he does finally flame on, he looks alright. He just looks kind of weird as a CGI fire dude. But it all leads to a battle with Doctor Doom, and he gets taken out easily, and the Fantastic Four do become famous, and they even have their own yacht. But apparently the movie just ends. So yeah, Fantastic Four was an alright movie for its time. I kind of like it because it has some homages to the comics, and the cast does seem charming. Like, I kind of feel their chemistry in this movie, but overall, I think this movie could have been a lot better, because it's just not really that well developed. That's the main criticism for this movie, and I'd have to agree. It honestly makes me better watch X-Men or Spider-Man, because it feels like those movies got the characters right. But even though they did have controversial sequels, the first few movies definitely did really well overall, since they were the big thing that made Marvel big. But this movie did get a sequel, which I'll hopefully talk about next week, and then I'll talk about the infamous Fan Four Stick. So yeah, I'm excited for Fantastic Four First Steps. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.